And welcome back to Metroid Fusion. I believe this is part 15. In the last episode, we began our cleanup. Well, actually, the last 2 or 3 episodes were cleanup, weren't they? So we continued cleanup, and we're going to continue more cleanup. First, I gotta check this map here. See if we got just about everything we need. Yeah, we're looking pretty good on Sector 5 here. There's just a couple of things we gotta get. And they're pretty much right here. Alright, that's one power bomb tank I hadn't accounted for. Thank you. And that's another one I hadn't accounted for. So that makes 2. And I know where 2 more are. Now let's see. Let me check our map for Sector 3 here real quick. Make sure we're not missing any bullshit. Okay, I see where our last power bomb tank is. That's not a problem because it's kind of on the way to where we need to go anyhow. But it is here in Sector 3, which is kind of nice. It's a bit of a sloppy cleanup, and if it hadn't been as sloppy, I'd probably be getting the sub 2 hours here, but, you know, it's no big deal. I mean, what it amounts to is basically a different picture that I'm going to get at the end of the game here. And since I'm getting 100% in under 4 hours, I think we're doing pretty good. So it's down here. You gotta get there some way or another. Exactly how, I don't fucking know. Okay, you gotta go all the fucked way around. And there we go. Alright, that's the one power bomb tank we hadn't really accounted for. I know I said I knew where like 2 out of 5 were. I did some recalculations. Obviously, I saw that one in Sector 5, and then the one in the tunnel from Sector 5 to here. And so we've only got 1 missile and 1 power bomb tank left as far as I can tell. Two power bomb tanks. And I know where both of them are. Okay. So we'll go back up here. That's going to be kind of a pain. A little bit, because we'll have to go... For that last powerbomb tank, we basically got to go all the way back to Sector 6. Then... Obviously, we got to go to Sector 2 for that missile, so it is on the way, but... Nonetheless, I still got to cycle back through all these fuckers one more time. So let's do this again. Oh, come on. I was gonna make that look cooler. Alrighty. Alrighty. So little did I frickin' know that you got to do this for that missile tank right there. Samus? Alright, let's tunnel our way to Sector 4. Back to Sector 6. And we gotta go into the heart of the Sector 6. Actually to the restricted zone. So it'll be kind of convenient. Oh, that already blew up. Okay, I thought you had to blow it up again. And we'll just drop down here. Into the restricted zone, which there isn't much left of, by the way. And that's the last powerbomb tank outside of the main deck. And you're forced to go to a navigation room by doing that, so that's why I saved this for last. Although, obviously, going from here to this navigation room, you'd still be able to get up to Sector 1 and tunnel through all the sectors if you were still missing something after that. So, some super serious Galactic Federation up to no good bullshit here. I mean, you might have expected it, or at least suspected it, earlier on when you you know, you're kind of guided by a fucking Federation computer telling you what kind of powers you get to have, basically. And it was a concept that, although done successfully in this game, as we all fucking know, was executed rather poorly in a certain other Metroid game that, for the longest time, people shall not, you know, it was the Voldemort of Metroid games. The Metroid that shall not be named. But I'll just tell you, it was Metroid Other M for the Nintendo Wii. And that game really kicked off a second dark period for Metroid. You know, the first dark period for Metroid was basically the life cycle of the Nintendo 64. The last game was Super Metroid on Super Nintendo in 94. And then the next two games were Prime on GameCube and this one, Fusion on Game Boy Advance in 2002. So fans went 8 years without Metroid there. And then 2010, Other M comes out, and a similar thing happens. Where, basically because Other M is so universally hated, a good, solid Metroid title that fans actually gave a crap about didn't really come out until 2017 with the remake of Metroid 2 on 3DS, which obviously that sparked a controversy in and of itself, because in 2016 that one Metroid fan had spent years of his life perfecting a Metroid 2 remake as a fan project, and he called it AM2R, short for Another Metroid 2 Remake. And yeah, it just, Nintendo obviously got involved and shut the project down right after it was finished so that they could come out with their own Metroid 2 remake. And a lot of people have kind of hated Metroid, hated Nintendo for that. I personally, as big a Metroid fan as I am, I never played AM2R. Call me a bit of a purist on that, but, you know, since it was a fan project and basically a ROM hack of Metroid Zero Mission, I never saw it necessary. But anyway, that's enough exposition on Metroid from me. We've got our save here, and we've got pretty much everything. There's one powerbomb tank on the main deck left to pick up. We'll get that on our way to basically the last bosses of the game. And yeah, so stay tuned for, I guess, part 16, where we go ahead and wrap up the game.